Next, we're going to move on to the side of the valve body, and we're going to replace the back out spring. Now the back out spring is, you'll find the back out spring in most of the early model valve bodies. And if it has the spring in it, in the earlier ones, replace the spring with the pink purple type spring in the kit. Some of the later ones, the 2000s and up, also have the spring, but you're supposed to leave that alone. Now, you'll also find some valve bodies that just have a solid plug in that area and don't have a spring at all. So obviously there you don't add the spring. Refer to the instructions if you have any questions. All right, that was pretty easy. Let's move on. Now this is a 3/4 servo valve, I believe. And you actually have to take one valve out to get to where we need to go. So we're going to pop this clip out. And there's a spring on top of a valve. We'll move that to the side. And a little further in, there's another clip and spring, just like the one you just took out. So you'll take the first valve out. And then you'll take the spring out that was behind that. Now that's the spring we're going to replace. Put that aside. We'll put the new spring in, and that's yellow. And we'll push that in and put the retainer back in. All right, and then we're going to put the valve back in, and the spring, and then the retainer after that. All right, as you can see, most of the valve body operations do require a little patience and a clean work area. And it's best not to be disturbed by all your buddies. Now, one of the final operations we're going to do on this valve body is we're going to replace one of the end plugs. And this does have a tendency over a lot of miles. This end plug does tend to leak. So the kit does supply you with a new valve with an O-ring on it. So we're going to replace that one. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can certainly bypass this, but it's an easy operation. Also, a little transmission fluid or STP on the O-ring would help it too.